All right, today we're going to look at something a little bit of fun, and we're going to take a look at the historical price of Bitcoin since 2009, its inception, to today, February 14th, 2024, Valentine's Day, and I think you guys are going to love this one. So, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the price of Bitcoin where it's never dropped below $100, $1,000, $10,000, and $100,000. So to the power of 10 on each of these, okay? And you might just recognize an interesting pattern. So pay attention. It'll jump out at you. You might not have to pay that much attention. All right, let's take a look at it. So when we look at the chart here, what we're going to do is this is showing that I got this purple line here at $100. So since Bitcoin started 2009 up until August of 2013 is the first time that Bitcoin not crossed $1,000. You can see it's crossed $1,000, but got to the point in which once it reached this date, it never dropped below $1,000, $100 ever again. Okay. Now, August 13th lines up with a halving year, right? And typically the time within that halving cycle that we would expect the bull market, which you can see here, right? So let's extrapolate this out a little bit further. So now what we're doing is we're looking at $1,000. And you can see during the bull market, Bitcoin absolutely went above the $1,000. And then through the rest of that cycle, it chopped between $100 and $1,000 for some time, several, 4+ years. Now, when we get to the next halving year, or the halving year obviously was over here, but the halving cycle in which we hit the bull run, okay, guess what? Bitcoin in April 2017 hit $1,000, and guess what? Never dropped below again. Interesting, right? So let's jump ahead to the next halving cycle and see if there's any patterns here, okay? So we go all the way to October of 2020, okay? Part of the next bull cycle. And again, you can see that Bitcoin did surpass the $10,000 mark several times, right? Between the previous all-time high cycle and then leading up to the next bull market. And as soon as that happened, look at this. Never dropped below $10,000 again. Interesting. All right. Now that was in October of 2020. And $10,000 feels like a steal because 4 years later, right, we're in the $100,000 range. So what might feel like a steal back then, in 4 years, $100,000 might feel like a steal if this continues. Okay, so let's go to November of 2024. Bitcoin crosses $100,000, lines up with the bull market cycle, and we've still got ways to go. So we could chop around here. I expect Bitcoin to go well above $100,000 as we move into the bull market. We might chop around and we might drop below. If this holds, what you can expect in the next cycle, 2028, is that Bitcoin will get to the point where it will never drop below $100,000 again. And then let's extrapolate it one more time. By 2032, Bitcoin around that time frame will then never drop below $1 million ever again. Now, I do expect Bitcoin to get above $1 million, right, within the next cycle, the 2028 cycle, maybe even sooner, right? Because you do see that where the Bitcoin will jump above the previous line numerous times, but we're talking about holding it and never looking back at that price ever again and never being below it, okay? So, pretty interesting data. This is aligning with the bull market's cycles, the 4-year cycles. And we've got exciting stuff looking ahead. If these patterns continue to hold, we'll never see $100,000 again in the next cycle. In the following cycle, that is 8 years out. Guess what? You ain't never gonna see Bitcoin for less than $1 million. Pretty wild. All right, like and subscribe below. Keep stacking those sats, and have a great Valentine's Day. Go love some Bitcoin.